Okay, let's take a quick look at some application. We'll start this form out. Chris, why don't you come on in? And I'm here in my ready position. Okay, let's look at that rope and how that works. When I'm dropped, I know I just very solid. Something's not right. I don't like what's going on. I'm still in neutral, non-threatening movement. This comes in with attack. There's my step. There's my strike. I can strike the elbow and strike the hand. As I come back, I have this strike here. So that movement again as it comes in, bang, bang. Notice I'm seeking bone. Top of the hand here, the strike here at the tip, that's an immediate break. The stick always seeks bone. The blade seeks flesh, the stick seeks bone. I got that knuckle here, I got into here. Here's a guaranteed break. Right in that area here. As that attack comes in again, as I come back, let's try that again. As I come back, now I'm striking, there's a shot to the elbow, there's a strike to the under part of the hand, which could be a break as well. His energy's past me, there's my striking here. You know, where do I want to go here? Where do I want to take this guy? That's great on the threshold of the movement. Upwards figure eight is kind of similar. And here I'm striking here. Then I go around and I'm striking here. Notice I'm targeting the arm. I want to destroy whatever comes out here. We call that defanging the stick. I'm going to come inside, but the first thing I'm going to deal with, I'm taking that out. Okay, now I can come out, I get my figure eight, I got that. I have it out. I have it out. Depending on how I carry the body. So that strike can come in again here, I'm striking here. Boy, there's a knee. Okay, I can continue that up. Boy, there's the hand for the face. I can continue that reverse figure eight. I can work them from top to bottom. And now a downward figure eight, same movement comes here. Here I'm zoning out of the way of the cane here. I'm striking. I have the strike here. As I step in, replacement stepping, notice. Now I've kind of come into range. Okay, on the thrusting line, okay, if he's doing a thrusting line, there's that blocking line. Where you saw that thrust and that drop. Forget the thrust. Look at that thrusting line here. That's my block. As I come around here, I pass that. There's my slicing line. I can go high. I mean, I got his elbow. I got his sledge head. The band means sideways striking. I can go the head, take out the elbow, take out the midsection, take out the knee, take out the ankle. Notice how I'm adjusting my footwork as I'm moving here. No matter what, you can get into all sorts of different lines. But that's the standard. The next part of the line is what I call the double-fisted line, or top-cop line. Our first defense line was from here. Remember, after that thrust and the band-to-band, I'm in this position. What I'm now doing is changing myself to a two-handed defensive situation where I'm blocking. Notice I'm going from a grip to a block, because I don't want to pinch my fingers with this attacking weapon. So, as Chris attacks me, bang, that's my block. Okay, let's say he blocks me high, bang, see now my hand's protected because it's behind me. From here, there's an immediate opening. From here, see the passing line, as I clear, there's my striking line. Yes, I can take this into all sorts of different locks and traps. But right now, I just want to hit him and get out of it. Also, look at that particular line here as well. When that line comes in, when I block this thing, I'm also getting myself out of town. That's your passing line. So again, I'm in this position here, I'm stopping, I'm hitting, never miss an opportunity to strike. We get so tied up with technique and pulling out the technique, we forget to hit him. See, when I hit him, where's he going to go? His head's going to go back. Anytime you can do a headshot and get the guy's head back, his balance is gone. Even though he may be physically stronger, if you're in balance and he is not, you have positional advantage, and believe it or not, you have strength advantage. So that strike comes in, I'm blocking, I'm hitting, I'm passing, I'm striking. Boy, everything you get your on his foot. When I push, where's he going to go? Where's his ankle going to go? Okay? That's the first half, okay? The next defense on this line is if he's coming now on an angle 2 strike, there's my passing line, there's my striking line here. So going back to form, the first thing we did was go from ready position, block, strike, pass, strike. Again, and just go from one position. Block, strike, pass, strike, or exit. Might be better just get the heck out of there. The yelling and screaming all the way. The second part of that was the ab initio portion now, or on an angle 1, I'm firing here. See the difference? I'm blocking here and passing. That movement coming blocking, boy, there's a strike to go 1. But there's a pass here. Boy, he's a strip. Now he got his own weapon. Notice I'm on his foot. Okay? The last movement on angle 2 is more defensive. Well, now I pass his line. Boy, there's a strip right there, right into something. Okay? Boy, where are we going to go from here? Well, going into something that works. Again, body positioning and angling does a lot as far as beating strength. The last portion of that movement we call paiun. Okay? And that is the upwards blocking. Now, one more thing though. When he fires an angle 2 here, when he fires that, I pass it here, and I block it, there's an immediate strike. As he goes back, that puts me down in range for that strike here. And that completes the form. The last portion, paiun. Okay, that's for overhead, straight in block. As he blocks from me, I'm parrying, coming up with the stick, and this hand's coming at the same time as I'm opening. It's giving my movement to strike. So in the form, you see that you basically drop down. Notice I'm angling my head all the way to the back. I'm not relying on just my block. This is coming up to a stick, and that's pushing him away. As that opens him up, there's a strike. So he fires an angle 1, I'm bang, and I'm striking. Again, I have control on that. Angle 2 line, in the second part, we come up with the same thing here. This is deflecting his stick, that's pushing him down, and that's in my strike, and I go back into my figure 8 position for abandonments. So those are quick applications. But what if I don't have the sword? Let's look at the whole bloody thing over again. Drop the stick. He's coming in with a strike here. This is my banded band. The first part, he comes in with a strike. Bang! That's my push. You feel that, can't you? There's some energy there. It gets things out of the way. Also, think of this. He grabs my wrist. Hard as you can. Everything you have. As I step back, that's how I get out of the wrist. As I step back, there's the block. You know where we want to go from here. So there's all sorts of places we can go. So that first part of the lineup, that's just that. Now notice my replacement step is that comes out the back, and as I go forward, look what I have. Gets me into all sorts of application I may want to have to go into. Again, it's based right off the camera. It's that simple. On that reverse figure 8 comes in again. That's right, comes in the back. As I come in here, well, that passes here. Boy, there's my strike. See this knuckle? That's the biggest knuckle in the body. Put your fingers together, put it together like that, and you've got some pretty serious hitting power. And believe it or not, it doesn't really hurt. So you look at that same movement again. Well, that block fell over, I come back here. I have that big knuckle right there. I still have control. Okay? Downward figure 8. Movement comes here. Downward figure 8. Bang! What do we have here? We have all sorts of stuff we can start getting into if we want. Things like this, right?